everyone. Today we're going to be working on another watercolor Christmas card, and we're going to be doing holly. And I thought instead of doing the traditional three-leafed holly thing with the berries underneath, we're going to do an entire branch. Unfortunately, my lighting is not real great here, so just bear with me. And on the first part of this video, I'm going to be doing this in watercolor pencil to draw it out. I just use a simple brown watercolor pencil for the branch and then a pale green for the holly leaves, and then we'll paint it from there. Now you don't have to do it that way. I've done some others here. This one was done just by painting it without drawing anything on. And this one I think I did draw. So I've done a few different styles. This one is the one that I painted in the recording. So get a piece of watercolor paper. I just cut mine at about, I think I did 4.5 by 6 or something like that. 6.5, 4.5 by 6.5 I think I did. But I may cut it down a little bit and make these a little bit smaller. So a few of you wanted me to do a cardinal on a branch, and I'm trying to reach for one right here that I did today. I'm trying to find them. Here's one, and I just did a real simple thing where I just do kind of a triangle head, oval out the body, and pull the tail across the branch, and he can be facing the other direction. All you have to do is give the illusion of a cardinal, a red blob in a tree, and everybody's going to say, oh, that's a cardinal. This one I messed up, but these are a few other cards that I was working on. So this one I did, and I messed that one up too, but it's all right. I was just practicing. So anyhow, let's get started on this, and let's see how we do. I'm sorry about the lighting here. I don't have the best lighting and didn't bring my lighting with me, so and the bouncing, because this is sitting on my board in order to keep it from flipping over. Let me see, I might be able to adjust it. Okay, so I just drew that all on with watercolor pencil. Now you don't have to use a pencil at all if you don't want to. I've done them both ways. I did this one upright, and I did not use watercolor pencil at all on this one. So what we're going to do now is go ahead, and normally I would say put your background in, but I found that it might be a little bit easier to put the background in afterward, and you'll see why. So we'll go ahead and we'll start with this. You know, I like holly, and normally you'll see like 3 holly leaves and a couple of berries. That's the traditional look, and I thought, why not go with the whole branch? When I look at a holly bush and it's in bloom with the berries, it is just so beautiful, and the leaves are so shiny and pretty in different colors of green. So that's the effect we're going to go for here. So I'm going to put this in hyperlapse. Actually, no, I won't. We'll just continue on this way. Now I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to mix up some colors. I'm mixing up some various greens. Now, I have the traditional colors that I like to use, but you don't have to use these colors. You know how much I'm a Daniel Smith fan, and I love Daniel Smith paint. But this is Winsor & Newton Cotman Sap Green. I'm trying to use up the stuff that I got in a sketch box. Then I'm going to use some Hooker's Green, which is very deep green. Make a little puddle of that. And then I also want to get some phthalo blue. I'm going to put that way over here, down at the bottom. Phthalo blue is very strong. Whoops, I'm mixing my water cups up here. And I want some ultramarine. Oh shoot, I forgot I refilled that yesterday, and I just sunk my entire brush in. I'm going to bring that over here. And now if you have any kind of like a green gold or olive green or something like that, why don't you grab that? I'm just going to put that over here. If you don't have that, you can take a green. Let's see how we can mix one here. I'll take a little bit of yellow and put that here with a little bit of ultramarine blue. Mix up a green. And then if I want to make it more of a yellow color, let's add a little more yellow to it here. That's just going to brighten it up. So I'm going to take a little bit of burnt sienna, just a bit, and mix that in and see how it kind of makes that same color. That's all you need to do. And you've got very similar. I went a little bit too far with it. This is why I like to buy the colors already done, because each time you mix it, it ends up a little different. Add a little more yellow. There. And now these are pretty close, I would say. See? So that is, to make an olive green, just use ultramarine blue, some yellow. It looks like I was using Hansa yellow medium, but any bright yellow, cool yellow, and then a little dab of burnt sienna, and you have an olive green. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start by painting some of these in with a lighter color. Now when you paint these, you never want to outline your work, because if you outline your work, it tends to dry as you're going along, and then you go back to fill it in and you end up with a line around, an outline around your work, which kind of looks funny. Now if you're going to paint these without a watercolor pencil, just remember that as long as your paint is wet, you can go ahead and you can go ahead and outline a little bit like this, but you have to come right back in and then fill in again. So if I outline like this, you got to come right back and fill it in. Okay. I'm just going to grab a different color here. I shouldn't have gone to this one because that one is wet and it's going to bleed together. I'm going to try to avoid it, but I think I just touched the edge and now they're going to come together. And I have to say that doing this, these brushes are in my way, I gotta move them over. Doing this after I've already put the lines down with watercolor pencil makes it a lot easier to see your finished product and where it's headed. So that might be easier to do to start, but I've been doing them without drawing the lines on. Now I'm going to mix a little blue into my hookers and a little green into my blue. So I've got two different values of the same colors, hookers green and ultramarine. And just continue on painting them different colors. Give them some variety. They don't have to be super realistic. This is your painting, and whatever you want goes. You can make them pink if you want. I don't know if that would look real good, but you could. Now I'm going to use a little bit of my, oh shoot, what color is that? Is that green gold? Not green gold. Nickel azo yellow is a kind of a greenish yellow, and I'm gonna add a little bit of hookers to that. I'm sorry, I forgot I had gum in my mouth. I'm probably chomping in your ears, and my face is right up against the microphone again. So I'm going to go ahead and speed this up till we get all of the leaves painted in. And then I'm sorry if I went off frame there for a bit. I started concentrating too much and I forgot I don't have as much leeway with this tripod. I also apologize for the background noise. We have a wood stove and the blower kicked on to put heat out. So I got to keep warm. A girl's got to stay warm, you know. Now I've just mixed a little bit of, let's see, sepia, but you could use any one of your browns, whether it be burnt umber or Van Dyke brown or whatever. And I took a little bit of a green from one of the darker greens over there, and I'm mixing it in to give it kind of a greenish brown hue so that the branch looks alive. And I'm just going to go ahead and paint this branch in like this, and I'm going to give it an uneven edge and just bring some of the branches off, and then in between the leaves here there. I think that's pretty good. Maybe a little bit in here, a little dot. Okay, and now the holly needs some berries, so I'm going to take some alizarin crimson. Where's my squirt bottle? Oh, I don't have it. I'm just going to have to wet it with a brush here. And going to get that nice and thick. You want a nice and thick red. And I'm just going to go ahead and start putting berries here and there. Just round circles. If they touch each other a little bit, that's okay. As long as they're holding their round shape on the outer edges, that's what's important. Oh good, that shut off already. Must mean that I'm out of wood. I'll put another one over here too. Okay. Then we'll put a few down here. Holly is so easy to do, and it looks like such hard work. Now, if you were going to do a bunch of these in a row, I'd say draw a bunch out at once, get them all lined up, and take one of your greens and go across a few cards with that color for those leaves, and then change to your other green and do another few leaves. And you can continue on in that way, and then when you get to the berries, go across and do all the berries. And you'll be able to run an assembly line if you end up wanting to do something like that for a Christmas card. I know some people like to do multiple designs. I understand that. I get very bored with the same old all the time. But I will say, if you're pushing your time tight, like I am, because I need to get so many done. I need about 68, I think. That could have changed. Now see, I've got the same amount here and here, it looks like, because it looks like there'd be one under the berry, or under the leaf. I'm going to change the shape of that and bring one across over here. Maybe two. That way it doesn't look so uniform. And then maybe a couple over here. There. Okay, now we're just going to let that dry. And Actually, while that's drying, we need to mix up another green color, a very pale, almost a celery color green. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my sap green and use some of my olive in with it. And then I'm going to water it way down. You want it real watery because this is going to be a background leaf. And then what you can do is we're just going to loosely, not paint in nice stiff leaves, but we're just going to go here and there with something like that. Just loosely paint it in, kind of resembling a holly leaf, but it doesn't really have to. Put them anywhere you want. Just like that. Okay? And when you think you have enough on, then you're done. If you're planning on saying Merry Christmas or we wish you, and then a Merry Christmas or wish you a, or whatever, happy holidays, you might want to leave some room somewhere on your card, or if you have a stamp that you plan on stamping on there. This is a card that I say would be good for a stamp because this isn't something you'd normally see framed in a picture frame year round. You know what I mean? So I've got a little outline on this from my watercolor pencil. I'm just trying to clean it up here with a little bit of water. Try to pull it in a bit. That's all right. Now, for the leaves, we want to put some stems on some of these leaves. So I'm going to take, you can either take one of your greens and then add a little bit of the red to it. That's what I'm doing here. I had a green here and I took a little bit of the alizarin crimson and just mix it in there for your stem color. And then take a nice pointed brush. I'm just using a rigger here for now because it's sitting here. I don't know if I'll want to use this because I don't have as much control. Nope, I don't want to use that. Too wide. This is too wet too. So let me get a different brush. This one has a nice point to it. I got to mix my green a little bit stronger. Get some more of that. There we go. It's almost turning to a brown, but not quite. You want to keep it a little bit green. Oops, now I got it too green. And I'll add a little more alizarin. There we go. All right, now with your pointed brush, whatever brush you're going to use, I've got another one here. I think I'll go with the even smaller one. You're going to take, you don't have to do this on every leaf, but just on, at least on a few, you want to put some veins. And don't make your veins come off evenly side by side. Stagger them because that's how they are in on the real plant. So just do that here and there on a few. You don't have to do it on all of them. Try to follow the curve so that you can change the lay of your leaf on the branch. I don't know how to explain that. Let's see. Like this one is pointing down, but I want to give it a curve to give the illusion that it's dipping and then going up and then down again. That's it. This is another one. That one got a little too dark. I don't like that. Let's pick that up a bit. It went down too thick. Okay, so you've got most of those done. Actually, I want to do another one right here. I think it kind of looks cool with the veins. And maybe this one too. Okay, so you got most of those done now, and the red berries are dry. Now, if you have any white gouache, now would be a good time to get that ready, or I'm just going to use some white ink because that's what I brought with me. I wish I had my white gouache, but I left it at home, so I'm going to use this white ink. And I'm going to put a little bit on my brush here. And I'm just going to go over the berries here and there with some white, just for some character. Oh, there's something else we forgot to do with the berries too. We got to finish those. They're not finished. Okay. That one probably won't get it, so... Okay, so that's that. But now, if you have a black pen or a brown pen would be good. I'm just going to use my black because it's right here. You want to just make like a little star shape, a 5-pointed star in the center of those, or at the ends of those berries. Don't put them all in the same spot because berries land in different directions. So you might have one going off the edge like I have here. I don't know if you can see that. Let me get close. Like I put one off the edge here, and then I've got some pointing this way. So I'm just kind of making, you can even just make a little X if you want. Let me put the camera back here. And then when you get those done, okay, now, oops, that just turned into a dot there. I want a little more there. Okay, now we're going to have some fun and we're going to splatter. So get a brush that's flimsy enough that I'll splatter some water. I'm going to use one of my mops, my Arches 3.0 mop brush, and I'm going to take a little bit of that green gold, or not green gold, olive green, and I'm just going to tap it here and there just to add some character. I've done it with red, but I find the green actually looks a little bit nicer. You can try it and see what you think. Trying to get a dot right there. There we go. Don't overdo it too much. I don't have, if you're familiar with those Wink of Stella glitter pens, those would be cool too, to put some sparkle down. I have some silver, what is it called? Something moonstone, and I'm going to try this and see what happens. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, it puts little silver glittery stuff on there. That's really pretty. Okay, I'm going to continue with that. Very pretty. I'm going to do that from now on. Oh, is that cool? It's a pretty silver. Anyway, so that is the card. Add your sentiment to it if you'd like, but don't forget to sign it. I'm just going to sign with a pen here because it's nice and easy. Make sure you sign it in the right direction. There, and that is it. And I will show you how to do a cardinal in the next video. Also, a couple things I wanted to mention. First of all, on your card, when you are finished, if you have any berries with exposed areas with spaces in between them, make sure you add a stem and have them attached to something. Now, some of my berries are clustered so close together they're not even necessary, but then here I added a few, and then over here. So just make sure you have a stem so that they're not floating in space. Also, I received a gift from Tabasco. Is it 15? Can't remember the number after your name, but I will go ahead and open it real quick. Cute. This is a pencil case. It says smile happy. Be happy always, no matter what others think. Just remember you are proudy. Okay, that's cute. And feels like there's something in here, so I will open it up. There's a card. Just read that real quick. Thank you. I wish the same for you, Johnny. And then this looks like a business card. And this, oh, you know what? I have this pen, but I absolutely love it. I use it so much. And you know what? This will allow me to carry 2 different colors of ink at the same time. This is a Jinhao pen. It is the 250. Very similar to the Duke 250. The Duke is a little narrower, and I believe this one came with multiple nibs. But thank you so much, Johnny. That was so sweet of you, and I appreciate it. I will get a lot of use out of it. Thank you so much, everybody. I'll be posting this video on Monday. Well, you'll know it when you see it, obviously. And I'll have a couple more Christmas cards that'll come out just so that you have time, if you're planning on making Christmas cards, to get them done before the holidays and before you have to mail them out. This is the time where everybody would be busy on them. So that's why I'm doing them now. Some may think Christmas, that's too early. But when you're making a lot of Christmas cards, it's never too early. I should have been doing this in July. But anyway, everyone have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. And thank you again, Johnny, so much. Bye-bye.